There are times where we need to record an episode, but have no clue what to make it about. Once again, in the name of consistency and for our infinitesimal audience, we take a leap of faith and hope something comes from this episode. Here to make it exist in some capacity, I'm Not Much 23.
And I'm ChoasAssassin.
And this is Gamer Experience.
I actually really like that intro as far as to signify, hey, this is a leap of faith episode as far as anything can happen. Any sort of tangent I end up going on, and just more of just us chilling and relaxing and doing what we originally wanted to do with the podcast, is just talk about our love for gaming.
Yeah, and I think we've just been so wrapped up in trying to make it more professional and slicker, and we just kind of forgot our roots.
I get that. Granted, I love, the fact of we're trying to keep on somewhat of a schedule as far as, hey, this month is character episodes, hey, this month, but with the holidays just wrapping up and just life getting as chaotic as it has, at least for me these past several weeks, I've got nothing in my head for once.
That is rare.
I don't like it. As of late, the only game I've really been playing is Magic with my friends. I'm currently working on a mono white deck, using Preston the Vanisher. It's a deck that we're just gonna flicker a bunch of stuff. We're still getting used to the new bracket system, because instead of being a levels 1 through 10, it's now a tier 1 through 5. We both like it and dislike it at the same time. I'm hoping that they put a little bit more definition between the brackets, because I've got a deck that, well, based off of what it can compete against, it's a tier 4. But based off the cards that are in it, it's a tier 2. So what is it?
Something that I'm going to pretend to understand.
Yeah, it's not. I don't like where it's at right now as far as the bracket system. Personally, I'm hoping that when they release more information of more defined lines, it'll be easier to determine things. Other than that, I actually started finally to be able to play some Pathfinder.
Oh wow! First or second edition?
First edition. Got another friend of mine who wants to try and start running a second edition game, like me to join. I got to try to find the time for that. But Norm, we had him on last episode, or the episode before last?
Last episode.
Yeah. He's GMing it, and he's never GM'd before. All he has is playtime under his belt. We did the first episode or first session last week. A little bit of a hiccup to get it started. He wanted to start at 2. We didn't start till closer to like 4, but no, that's every game. But he knocked it out of the ballpark.
Oh wow!
I gave him a little constructive criticism as far as, because he wanted us to go down path A for things as far as our line of questioning, but the way he made us get to path A was more of like path B, and then he had to kind of turn us towards path A more. How he had it, instead of everybody, well, you all meet in a tavern and such. So as y'all are traveling through this, commonly traveled through town, as you enter the town, you're handed a note which has a number on it, and told, when the town meeting calls, if you are unlucky for your number to be called, you will be given a quest from the lord of the town.
Oh, I almost thought it was going to turn into like the lottery.
It's more of a, congratulations, you're being voluntold to go clear the castle.
Have you read the lottery?
So, I thought lottery was a gambling system that people use to try to win money.
The lottery is actually a short story.
Oh, did not know that.
And if I really told much about it, I would give away, and I don't want to give away. Yeah.
That's fair. But that was the only hiccup, as far as, because he wanted us to like the Lord, but the Lord was forcing us to do his dirty work kind of thing. But as far as keeping all of the players on track, the scaling as far as the monsters he threw at us for the combats, how he went about the party deciding, ooh, let's split the party. he was able to, well, while they're in combat, since you said you weren't going to be entering combat, what are you going to be doing while they're in combat for the, it was 3 rounds, 20 seconds that they were in combat, basically. I'm going to continue doing this. Okay. So as far as keeping the party managed, he did really well. He wants me there because I am an experienced GM, but I'm playing 2 characters, but he limited me on what I could play because he wants to get a little bit more experience under his belt as far as GMing before he lets,
Shenanigans.
yeah, but before he lets me go, full throttle shenanigans. I'm still playing, some shenanigans here and there. But he's handling it really well. I think give it, after he's done with this campaign he's running, because it's all homebrew, he's gonna make a really good GM. I have really good faith in him.
Of course, I don't know if you've ever played a game that I've ran before. Have you?
Yeah, I've played under you 3 times, I think. 2 of which was Starfinder.
Yeah, because I love Starfinder.
Yeah, and you just have confidence issues. That's it. At least last time I played with you, is your only issue is you beat yourself up and you're too hard on yourself.
Somebody has to be.
Huh? But that's the only issue I see with your GMing is you're too hard on yourself, and you just need to pick your confidence up a little bit more. That's it. You've got the basis foundations. With more years of experience, you'll be able to deal with more shenanigans.
I think my main problem though is that I don't think fast enough.
It's a thing that it can be both good and bad, because you can use that. Okay, I'm thinking of a solution. Just kind of give them a side eye. Are you sure you want to do that? And some players might, actually no, I don't want to do that. And then that's a whew, I don't have to deal with that bullshit. You mentioned before we started recording that you started playing a new game. What'd you start playing?
Recycling Center Simulator. It was on sale in Steam, and I could afford it.
Why did I have hopes that it wasn't a simulator game? This is you. You love simulator games. I thought you finally picked up like Pokemon or something like that, and just like, nope, simulator. I'm not surprised it's a simulator game. Why was I hoping for something else?
I don't know why. I just love simulator games.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with loving the games that you love. There is nothing wrong with that. Unless you like 4th edition D&D. Then there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, or you haven't played any other edition of D&D yet.
Although, to be fair, we can't say that part, because if there are people that they decided to join in at 4th edition and their first experience in D&D was 4th edition and that just turned them away, we can't fault them for that. We can't.
No. I actually started reading some of the 4th edition books because I found them at half price books. Go figure. Then I started reading into Pathfinder. Then it's like, I'm glad I never started playing 4th edition D&D.
I did find something interesting out.
Ooh.
So you remember how I was thinking of getting the Fallout stuff?
Yeah.
From the one game store. So that one is similar. The one that they sell there is closer to like Warhammer 40K, but there's another Fallout tabletop game that instead of using a 1d20 system, it uses a 2d20 system.
Oh.
Yeah. And there's a website. It's through only like one company, so I have to, buy the dice and everything because they use specialty dice for some of the rolls and mechanics.
Is it Fantasy Flight?
I don't remember the website off the top of my head, but there's videos of people playing and it looks really cool. And so I'm going to do a little more research when I actually have time, because right now I'm in college stuff. Part of why my time is being eaten away as much as it is the past few weeks. But I do plan on trying to get into that to give people something else, because I really enjoy Fallout. I'm looking forward because I keep hearing things about the new Fallout game coming out at some point, and I'm looking forward to it. Although the game, I've pre-ordered it, I'm really looking forward to it. It comes out March 20th. It was supposed to come out on Valentine's. Was Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I'm really looking forward to being able to play it. I have pre-ordered, and I'm going to be getting it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Assassin's Creed Shadows. None of it was very good.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy around it right now, but one of my friends, one of the last conversations him and I had before he sadly took his own life, one of the last conversations we had was what if they ever made a Assassin's Creed game in feudal Japan? Part of the reason I play Magic as well as Assassin's Creed is because of him. I actually, because of the Assassin's Creed set that came out, I made a deck in honor of him. So some of my biggest things for gaming is because of this one person.
Oh,
Sadly, they took their own life, but one of the last conversations we had was, well, what if they brought in the Black Samurai, Inosuke, I believe is his name.
that was Yasuke.
Oh, is that? It's been so long since I just know because he loved feudal Japan, and when he found out about that, he literally did so much research into it. He was a huge fan of anything Japanese, especially feudal Japan type era. Like he knew all of that, and he brought up that that would be a perfect time period for it, and for them to just happen after his years after his passing to have a game like that in development. I had to play it.
I thought the next Bethesda wouldn't make the next Fallout until after they made the next Elder Scrolls, though.
Um, I think right now they're working on both, more so for the fact of just to get the base work done. But I don't know. I'm looking forward because I've heard rumors about both. I love Skyrim. I'm not a huge fan of Elder Scrolls Online, which is where a lot of their development went. But I am looking forward to more Bethesda stuff because I do enjoy Bethesda, including all of the glitches. Lately, I've been watching a lot of videos of people doing challenge runs of Cyberpunk 2077. So I might start playing Cyberpunk 2077 again. I haven't beaten it yet, but I do have a character built, and I might pick it back up, beat it, and then start maybe doing some challenge runs at some point.
Yeah. I got Starfield free with my processor purchase.
Oh,
I
nice.
did not really like it. Yes, I got
Eh,
it for free and I still want my money back.
well, I will give you your money back of free. um, but now lately I've just been more so watching people game. I haven't had time to game. Last time I gamed was probably 3 weeks ago. Actually, no, I take that back. Me, Shiguto, and Norm, we did the 3v3 on Valentine's for about an hour and a half.
Oh,
Because for Valentine's Day only, Call of Duty had the third wheel game mode, which I found hilarious. But we did that for a little bit. And so that's the last time I technically did any sort of gaming. I've already completed most of the battle pass for COD because that's what everybody's been playing, but now like nobody's playing, and I just don't have time to play.
reminds me of an episode I want to make.
Oh,
Time to play, all about making and finding time to actually play games.
yeah. I started playing my Switch a little bit more here and there when I have the time. It's more picking up. Can I catch a Pokemon real fast? Hey, I got a Pokemon. That's about all the time I've got. Me and Shiguto are doing a kind of like a rival lock thing in Scarlet and Violet. Basically, we're making our teams, and every time we go to fight a Team Star base, we battle each other to, get warmed up for the intense battle.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm waiting on him again. Same thing with our black and white playthrough. I'm waiting on him because oddly enough, I having no time, I still have more time to play than him.
Are you looking forward to the Switch too?
I don't know how I feel about it because I heard a few years ago that Switch was going to be the last system they do. Now they're doing a Switch 2, which I get. They have to keep, making things new. Um, I just I don't play my Switch a lot to begin with, so I don't know if I'm going to be getting the Switch 2. I've loved Pokemon for 20 plus years, but Pokemon just doesn't bring me the same kind of joy anymore. So honestly, I might not get the Switch 2.
I know for a fact I won't. Last time I
Um,
turned on my Switch 1 was just to see
mhm.
if I needed to charge it.
Yeah. Like I hate saying this, but like Nintendo just it hasn't been hitting the same. I would much rather boot up my Wii U, which was an absolute flop in the sales department. I would rather play on my Wii U or boot up my N64 or GameCube and play something nostalgic than play any of the new stuff,
I think Nintendo's just becoming the Apple of gaming.
which kind of sucks. Nintendo used to be good, and I don't see them being as good anymore. I get the games out for a while, but like I have better graphics on the Wii U than I have on my Switch right now. My entire game for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I'll be playing, all of a sudden everything's fuzzy, and there's no way for me to fix it. And then after a while, it goes back to normal. It's something with the games themselves. They're so buggy that it's bad bugs. It's like they're regressing back to before the N64. Like it's not blocky, but it's not crisp.
Of course, I think that consoles in general are already on borrowed time.
Oh, with everything with PC stuff, I can see it. Part of the reason I haven't been able to stream is I can't play any of my games right now on my PC.
Why not?
Something's going on with Steam. I don't know. Last time I tried, it said I needed to update, but my games were already up to date. But it won't let me play because I'm not playing the up to date games.
I think
It's like a vicious cycle of something.
I probably another Microsoft thing just to because they're forcing people to go to Windows 11 and abandon
Wouldn't
10.
surprise me. But I can't do any of my mods because Vortex isn't allowing any of the updates for things, or I'm playing the wrong version of the game because all the games got updated. And it's hard for me to keep up with everything because I don't know what I'm doing.
I mean, I could hook you up with Linux, but I don't know if
I don't know how much of my stuff can run on Linux.
Linux actually has a really great compatibility tool to let you play Windows games on Linux.
Might have to look into it.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna get another friend of mine to probably help me get all my mods at least operational again.
that'd be good. But
I miss playing some of the games. I do.
I think the market is going to segment hard into only two areas: mobile and desktop for gaming.
Oh, a lot more games are becoming crossplay. The issue is, I mean, crossplay is nice, but it just seems like the variety of games just has gone downhill. Like there's not as many good games anymore. And I don't know if that's due to the fact that I'm getting older and I just prefer nostalgia games over the new stuff, or if it's the fact that games just aren't the same.
I think you need to look at indie games.
That's what people keep telling me. Because I remember the big titles, all these new games coming out, but like I don't see any advertisements. And even when I'm looking like through the PlayStation store, most of the games look like shit. I did find one that I do plan on getting because it looks nice. I played the demo and it feels, kind of cool to play. I forget the name of it, but it's like a Dark Souls like game, but more of like take Dark Souls, but add the mechanics of like Gauntlet Legends as far as like the aesthetic, like blockiness and cartoonish like, but it's not. It's hard to describe. I don't remember the name of the game. And where's my phone? I can look it up because I have the app, so I can look up the games I have downloaded.
Seriously, at this point, AAA games are just almost complete shit.
And they're just, oh, here's a new FPS. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's why you need to look at the indie scene, like Stardew Valley. That's such a fucking banger.
Stardew Valley is actually one of those that looks cool and ones that I kind of want to try because it looks cool.
Try
Here it
it.
is. Morbid, the
Morbid.
Lords of Fire.
Okay, that sounds pretty damn metal, just from the
Yeah,
title.
yeah. But it's a Souls-like game as far as like in difficulty. But even the trial, like it seems like it's an old school game, but it's new.
And it's an indie title?
I don't know. Um,
Sounds like it.
it's by Merge Games Limited. I don't know if that's an indie title or not.
Might not be indie, but I think it's probably a small studio.
From the creators of Morbid, The Seven Acolytes, experience a blood-soaked action adventure with Souls-like elements. Face vile monsters and wade through oceans of gore as you battle and defeat the Lords of Ire in a grim world of pain and suffering.
Yeah, I swear that new good games are going to come from small studios and indie developers.
Yeah. Well, I heard that Marvel Rivals, because I played that a little bit, it seemed kind of cool. They just fired like a crap load of people. From what I read, they got rid of like an entire like US division. I'm looking right now at my list of games as far as games that are I enjoy and I think should get a little bit more love. One of them is Portal Knights. If for those of you that are looking for something that's like Minecraft, but a little bit more RPG like, Portal Knights. It's cheap, but I really enjoy it. I don't play much of it because I just don't have time, but I think Portal Knights is kind of underrated.
Stardew Valley, I cannot recommend that enough.
I'm gonna wonder if I can get that on my system. You said Stardew Valley, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not that expensive. It's only $15. Supports up to 4 people online.
Yeah, so I can play with you. Help you out
Is it
if you.
crossplay?
I think Eric just made it. I think Eric, if he hasn't already, I think he's in the process.
Because if that's the case, then I might get it. And then to play this game on PS5, your system may need to go through an update. Though it's available on PS5, some features available on PS4 may be absent. So, what kind of add-ons is it? No add-ons? I might look at it. I hear a lot of good things about it, and that's the one thing I want is I want more games that I can just play with friends. That's not PvP, not these just so sandbox games. I want games like Gauntlet Legends or what are some of the ones I played? Any of the games that were like Baldur's Gate. So many games off branch from that. Was it Dark Descendants or something like that? I don't know. I'd have to go over and find where I have all my PS2 games because there's so many games that they're better. And I don't know if that's the nostalgia or the fact that they thought more of what would keep people actually playing that didn't require, update after update after update after update. But
Well,
like,
now I think it's just more just they're trying to squeeze more money out of people using with less investment.
yeah. Um,
Oh, not crossplay. Does not support crossplay.
damn. Like, I wouldn't mind for them to do like if they were to do Skyrim, but actually make it to where you could make it multiplayer, like you and your friends could go and play Skyrim together. I think that would be actually really cool.
Of course, I really do recommend the PC Stardew Valley, anyways, mainly because you can mod it.
Now, I can't get any of my mods to work right now.
But just
Uh,
try whatever version you want. If you like it, you can get it for PC.
yeah. I know Shiguto is really looking forward to the new Monster Hunter that's coming out.
I've seen gameplay of Monster Hunter Rise live streamed. I don't know if I'd enjoy that kind of game or not.
Yeah. It's not for everybody. But I want to be able to play games with my friends that, I'm not having to go and shoot people in PvP from like COD. Zombies has just gotten boring for us. Like I want to be able to play like a barbarian or a fighter and mow through kobolds or goblins with my, friends throwing fireballs from behind me. Like I want I want to be able to play like Pathfinder or D&D in more of a sandbox kind of setting, like with Baldur's Gate. I like Baldur's Gate, but I want it to be more like the games I used to play.
I don't know what to say. I don't know if I could, tell you like, oh, things are get better because I'm pretty sure they're not. Unless,
Companies don't make games like they used to.
no, not the big ones, and the smaller ones don't have the resources for like a Pathfinder or D&D license.
Yeah, which sucks. But like, if they were to do some of the older games, and make them more like modernized, I think some of those could be really good. It's gonna bug me on those PS2 games as far as what they are.
I think if they take older games and not just remaster them, but actually add content that makes sense and is just as good as the base game,
See, that could work.
yeah, I think that'd really do well.
So Dark Alliance and Dark Alliance 2 were games originally for PS2, and they're from Baldur's Gate,
Hmm.
which I find hilarious because you can also get, at least for the PlayStation, you can get Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2, as well as Baldur's Gate's Dark Alliance and Dark Alliance 2. But I know there was another group of games like Dark Alliance from the Baldur's Gate line. I actually watched somebody do a challenge video trying to see if they could basically make a character in Baldur's Gate 1 and have them survive in a permadeath run from Baldur's Gate 1 through Baldur's Gate 3. And sadly, I fell asleep before I could finish it because it was like a 9-hour video, I think. But sadly, I can't find it anymore.
Hmm.
I've tried looking it up to finish it, but it's just not there anymore. I don't know what happened. Knowing YouTube, they probably copyrighted it and had it pulled.
Probably. Of course, I'm gonna have to start saving all over again for Planet Coaster 2. Yeah, my plan was to just put $5 in my Steam wallet each month until I could afford it.
How's that going?
Not very well because I bought Recycling Center Simulator. Which, to be fair, I really like that game.
Well, that's good. It's good. It's good that you're finding games that you still enjoyed. My issue is I'm not finding the games that I will enjoy as much as I used to.
And before
And
anybody asks, I am not planning to on getting City Skylines 2 anytime soon.
oh, why not?
They need to fix the game.
Sounds about right.
Probably need. Actually, I think it's more just fixing. I think they really need to just go in and completely overhaul that game.
I think that'd be cool for some games. Just overhaul it, redo the graphics, controls, just give it a true update. Add more content to it. That's not DLC.
Like, yeah, don't just slap a band-aid on there. Go under the hood and completely disassemble the engine.
Disassemble it, rebuild it.
Yeah. Fix what needs fixing, upgrade what you can upgrade, where it will actually make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think if certain companies would take games that, were hits and reamp them, I think they could do really well. I think if Nintendo were to do that with, say, like Donkey Kong 64, where you could play as Donkey, Diddy, Tiny, Lanky, I can't remember the other Kongs. Like, I think it would do really well. Honestly, what I would love for them to do, because I'm sorry, I loved Pokemon Coliseum and Gales of Darkness XD. I loved those games. I would love for them to take us back and have us have to deal with Shadow Pokemon again. Give this generation of Pokemon players that are just walking through and saying, "Oh, these are easy." Have them deal with Shadow Pokemon. Oh, that type chart out the window.
What are Shadow Pokemon?
Shadow Pokemon are Pokemon that have been abused so much to the point that their hearts are completely closed off from love. And the entire purpose is to free all of those abused Pokemon, show them love, and open their hearts.
Sounds about right for a Pokemon game. And what makes Shadow Pokemon so different?
Shadow Pokemon have things called Shadow moves. That Shadow moves, they will hit you and do neutral damage in Coliseum, no matter the typing, because it's untyped. In XD Gales of Darkness, Shadow moves are always super effective.
Oh boy.
And are basically powered up moves of some already existing moves. Like there's one, Darkness, it's like Darkness Rain, where basically it summons a thunderstorm that damages you like hail, but it's a little bit stronger because it's always super effective against you.
It sounds like abusing Pokemon makes them stronger.
Yeah, but it's wrong. That and like it had mechanics where you had to use the snatch 'em machine, where basically you steal other people's Pokemon. Like your Team Rocket, but trying to be the good guy. So you're a Robin Hood kind of like character. I'm gonna steal your Pokemon that you've beat so much that you've closed their heart, and I'm gonna take them and open their heart.
Like Pokemon SPCA.
Yeah.
PSPCA.
Pokemon Protective Services.
PPS.
But like I enjoyed it because you don't get to really choose your Pokemon. No, there is a set list of these are all of the Pokemon that are in the game. We'll take a third of that, and that's the Pokemon that you can catch by taking them from other trainers. And there's some that if you don't catch them that one time, you don't get to catch them until the post game.
But you could bring in Pokemon from other games.
Not until post game.
Oh.
And more so, you could take the Pokemon that you catch in those in XD and Coliseum, and you could trade them to your Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald saves. Although I think it was only Ruby and Sapphire. I don't think Emerald had a transfer over. It was the only way you could get the Johto trio in Gen 3 is through Gales of Darkness.
Oh.
But like, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Pokemon Stadium and Stadium 2, where you can train Pokemon in the game, have them registered as a team in those games, and battle with them. You can do the same thing in Pokemon Revolution. And that was the last Pokemon game like that. I think it would be really cool if you could do that. But you can't exactly do that anymore because now you have to use the Pokemon Home stuff. And you can't even use the first one for the DS. I forget what it was, but it allowed you to move Pokemon from Diamond and Pearl. You had to put the Pokemon into the app, and then you could transfer them over to Black and White 2. I forget what that app was, though.
I wasn't nearly as heavily into Pokemon as you are.
I'm nowhere near into it as much as I was.
Because I've gone downhill.
It has. And I hate that because it's been a big part of my life. Even Zelda has gone downhill. I have the newest Zelda game. The
Tears
not
of the
Breath
Kingdom?
of the Wild. Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom. I've gotten through the tutorial. That's it. I miss the days where it's more of a linear path. And I think that's one of my issues with a lot of these games. Is they've gotten so open world because they want you to, explore and do all this. But those games' foundations were, here's the story. Explore the story. And now it's so open world. You can come to the story back, anytime.
I think they
I was
do
just
that.
running around and, catching Pokemon in Scarlet Violet. I walk up to the gym. Most of my Pokemon are level 25 or higher. And I just mop the floor with the gym.
I think companies are doing this whole open world thing not to enhance the game, but just to pad it out with more quote unquote content.
Yeah. And even some of the stories are so shitty. It's like they don't put the love into the storytelling anymore.
It's just become cold and all about just getting that money.
Mm-hmm.
And they've forgotten what made them the money in the first place.
Although, to be fair, Nintendo does nothing like it originally used to.
Make money?
No. Well, so Nintendo originally started as a playing card company.
Yeah,
and then they moved towards love motels. And then they moved to minor electronics and then into video games.
And it's the video games where they found the most success.
Yep.
And you said you wouldn't be able to talk enough to fill an episode.
Said I didn't think I could because nothing came to mind, but you're right. I'm good at going on tangents.
Very good.
Let's see how long Chaos is going to talk this episode.
And I mean, it mostly worked out, and I think we should probably about wrap it up here.
Yeah, I've got things I have to do anyway, so.
Yeah, if you have any questions, comments about what we talked about.
I've got a question for our viewers.
Okay.
If y'all could make a game, what kind of game would y'all make? I'm genuinely curious.
And you can send the answers to gamersperience@gmail.com, all lowercase, or send us a direct message on X @gamersperience. We do have a Discord and even a Patreon. Patreon.com/gamersperience. And, of course, Lord Greyhawk, as he usually does, has some comments from last episode.
I would love to see those, but Discord is not wanting me to be able to view anything.
Yeah.
Need to fix that.
Yeah, notice that I suppose not many of us played the original FPS games just based on the ones we didn't mention. Like we didn't mention Wolfenstein 3D, which was basically a
I
pre
forgot Wolfenstein was even a game.
Yeah, it was basically the precursor to Doom. And then there was a Quake series.
The what?
Quake,
No clue.
pretty much a successor to Doom. It killed Cyrix.
No idea.
Then Unreal Tournament, which is Unreal Engine's namesake. Forgot the. I kind of wanted to mention the Medal of Honor series that started on the PS1, as far as I
Oh, I
know.
forgot about Medal of Honor. I played Medal of Honor Rising Sun with my dad. I completely forgot that. Oh, to be fair, I thought Medal of Honor kind of turned into COD.
No, they were separate series. Just Medal of Honor just ended because Call
Hmm.
of Duty became much more popular.
No, that's fair.
There's a real Army game made by the U.S. Army for recruiting.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, they actually made a first-person shooter kind of game for recruiting.
I'm curious on how to get my hands on that. I want to see what the army dubs as an FPS.
And then he pointed out that there's aerial dogfighting games are a lot like first-person shooters.
Yeah, I could see that.
Mentioned Battlezone, an arcade cabinet where you look through a pair of goggles and drove a digital tank through like a green wireframe world.
That's old school. Leave it to Lord Greyhawk to show us some of the older stuff.
Oh yeah, because he's been around a lot longer than we have.
He's been gaming longer than I've been alive. I think he's been gaming almost as long as me and you have been alive.
Yeah, and of course those reminded me of a Larry Bundy Jr. Fact Hunt video where he mentioned Alien Resurrection for the PS1. It didn't really get much recognition, but Argonaut actually set the dual joystick control scheme that all modern first-person shooters use now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So just wanted to mention that before we go. And once
Yeah.
again, have any questions, comments, corrections, what have you? Just want to say hi or how good we're doing or not
Or
doing.
bad.
Yeah. Gamer Experience, all lowercase, GamerSperience at gmail.com. X, direct messages are open at Gamer Experience, and we do have a Discord and a YouTube channel.
I forgot we have YouTube.
Yeah, I almost forgot too for the last episode. We have Discord invite links that shouldn't expire on both our pinned tweet and all of our YouTube video, quote unquote, videos. And of course, like I mentioned, the Patreon if you actually want to support us financially. Let us get better equipment and be able to record in person and stuff. I only have
Maybe
two.
actually hire an IT person to help me with my computer issues.
Yeah, that too, maybe. We have two tiers right now. We have basically just supporter tier for $1 or more a month. Gives you access to uncut episodes. All I do is loudness normalization, then I put it on there. Warts, everything that I normally cut out or silence that I compressed, all in there. You get a supporter role in our Discord, which if we actually get some, maybe we'll start private streams and channels where you can talk to us directly.
Oh, we have on our Discord channel a private stream thing, and I have used it before when I've been playing games that aren't Twitch friendly, or I'm just playing something a little too grotesque and I don't feel like talking to Twitch. I've used it once or twice, not a lot, but if y'all want to see us play something, if you're one of the forget what tier that was, just send a message.
And of course, we also have our postcard tier, which you get everything in the supporter tier. Plus, every month, I already ordered the postcards. We will actually handwrite you a message on the postcards and send it to you each month. Or sometimes I might have to go over, drive down, and poke Chaos to actually write something.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but I'll get it done. And with that, I'm Not Much 23.
And I'm Chaos Assassin.
And this is Gamer Experience. And as always, we invite you to go have your own gamer experience.